Well, I think Fame and Muscle Shoals Music is here because we're fiercely independent. We've been doing business with Bank Independent since the 70s, and to know that they've got our back, it means a lot. We've always been there, and it's always just been a phone call away.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather, live at 5.
All right, we're here live at 5 o'clock on this Monday afternoon, and we'll start out with the Arctic Air Skycam Network, and it's a mix of sun and clouds across the area. More sun where you haven't had rain this afternoon, but there has been a little thunderstorm complex moving through parts of northwest Alabama, mainly south of the Tennessee River, and that's brought some heavy rain to a few locations, but that's starting to shift off to the south of the area now. Here's Viper live Doppler radar along current temperatures, and while we haven't had rain this afternoon, we're as warm as the lower 90s in some parts of southern middle Tennessee, but you work down into North Alabama, you get down into mainly the 80s here, lower 80s in the shoals, and where the rain was heavier back into North Mississippi over in the Franklin County, Winston County, and Coleman counties in Alabama, where some heavier thunderstorms move through, down into the 70s from the rain-cooled air. But the heavier thunderstorm activity now shifting off to the south of the area, even though there's some lingering light to moderate rain over parts of Franklin and Colbert counties back in Tishomingo County and the western parts of Lauderdale County. We'll see that last a little bit longer. And then there'll be a chance of a few scattered showers and thunderstorms for the overnight before another round of more widespread activity tomorrow. And then we start to trend drier. We do have what would be represented as a cold front off to the northwest, but as it moves through, it's not really going to cool us down. Temperatures will actually trend warmer because what's going to happen is we're going to have slightly drier air moving in, and that drier air is able to heat and cool more efficiently. It's a continental air mass is what it is, so that's why it gets labeled as a cold front. But we actually have warmer temperatures later in the week, back into the low to mid-90s across the area. But you can see the thunderstorms developing today, especially with the cluster that came out of North Mississippi and in northwest Alabama. Nothing has been severe this afternoon. We weren't expecting severe storms, and not really expecting problems with that as we go forward either. Here's a look at the Futurecast, seeing the thunderstorm complex shift off to the south as we head into the evening. A few more scattered showers and thunderstorms can't be ruled out as we head into the overnight, not just where you see them explicitly on the map at any one particular time, but anywhere across the area, getting down to the lower 70s toward daybreak, maybe a few more thunder showers working through during the early morning hours. So don't be surprised if you're awakened by thunder briefly during the overnight or early morning. Not expecting severe problems, not expecting tornadoes or any foolishness like that. So no worries there. You just may be awakened by a little thunder. And then at any time tomorrow morning or afternoon, scattered showers and thunderstorms will be possible, but they will be most numerous during the midday and afternoon hours as that frontal boundary shifts into the area. Ahead of the front, we're into the mid to upper 80s tomorrow. Maybe a few folks once again hitting 90 or 91. And then on into the evening, that drier air starts pushing in as the frontal boundary moves in. That brings an end to the rain chances tomorrow night. We'll hold on to a 20% chance of a thunder shower on Wednesday as a just in case, but honestly, that's trending drier. We may be removing that little rain chance on Wednesday as we look at more data going forward over the next 24 hours. And then Thursday, 4th of July, Friday, and Saturday, we look completely rain-free around here, mostly sunny to partly cloudy. We will be a little bit warmer, but things looking quiet for your 4th of July holiday, which is certainly good news. Daytime highs will be climbing back up into the low to mid-90s as we head closer to the holiday weekend here. Heat index values may be ticking up a little bit as well, but not quite as much as what we had last week because the air is not going to be quite as excessively muggy with the heat as what we had last week, which is certainly good news. And this is nothing out of the ordinary by any means as we head through late June and early July to have a low to mid-90s here. It's the most natural thing in the world in the Tennessee Valley. A few scattered thunder showers possible during the overnight, partly cloudy skies, otherwise lows in the lower 70s. Another round of more widespread showers and thunderstorms possible for you Tuesday. They could start as early as the morning, but they're most likely midday, afternoon to early evening. Some of the rainfall locally heavy, maybe a couple storms with gusty winds, but we're not looking at big severe weather problems. Highs tomorrow generally into the mid to upper 80s again. we'll hold on to a slight chance of a thunder shower for Wednesday for now, but we're very likely to be able to remove that from the forecast as we look at additional data over the next 12 to 24 hours. So we're leaning away from keeping that on the forecast for much longer. Mostly sunny Thursday. 4th of July, Friday, mostly sunny. Saturday, mostly sunny. Maybe a spotty shower on Sunday. And then isolated hit or miss thunderstorms back toward the start of next week. That's Look Your latest 7-day forecast. I'll be back at 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock with another check of your local weather.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.